Good Friday, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversation Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Well, we made it to the end of another week, but of course you have your news headlines coming up on this Friday. We have the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and in today's Entertainment Spotlight, Mary Ellen is playing double duty. Had a great conversation with her on Conversations Live, the radio show. You'll be hearing part of that conversation today. Enjoy our program. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Friday headlines. In international news, Russian military's damaged Black Sea flagship sinks. The flagship of Russia's Black Sea Fleet, a guided missile cruiser that became a potent target of Ukrainian defiance in the opening days of the war, sank on Thursday after it was heavily damaged in the latest setback for Moscow's invasion. Ukrainian officials said their forces hit the vessel with missiles, while Russia acknowledged a fire aboard the ship, but no attack. U.S. and other Western officials could not confirm what caused the blaze. The loss of the warship, named for the Russian capital, is a devastating symbolic defeat for Moscow as its troops regroup for a renewed offensive in eastern Ukraine after retreating from much of the north, including the capital. The Russian Defense Ministry said the ship sank in a storm while being towed to a port. Russia earlier said the flames on the ship, which would typically have 500 sailors on board, forced the entire crew to evacuate. It later said the blaze had been contained and that the ship would be towed to port with its missile launchers intact. The ship can carry 16 long-range cruise missiles, and its removal from combat reduces Russia's firepower in the Black Sea. It's also a blow to Russian prestige in a war already widely seen as a historic blunder. Now entering its 8th week, Russia's invasion has stalled because of resistance from Ukrainian fighters, bolstered by weapons and other aids sent by Western nations. The news of the flagship's damage overshadowed Russian claims of advances in the southern port city of Mariupol, where they have been battling the Ukrainians since the early days of the invasion and some of the heaviest fighting of the war at a horrific cost to civilians. The Russian Defense Ministry said on Wednesday that 1,026 Ukrainian troops surrendered at a metals factory in the city, but an advisor to Ukraine's interior minister rejected the claim, telling Current Time TV that the battle over the seaport is still ongoing today. It was unclear how many forces were still defending Mariupol. Russian state television broadcast footage that it said was from Mariupol, showing dozens of men in camouflage walking with their hands up and carrying others on stretchers. One man held a white flag. In national news, man blaming Trump's orders for riot actions found guilty. An Ohio man who claimed he was only following presidential orders from Donald Trump when he stormed the U.S. Capitol was quickly convicted on Thursday of obstructing Congress from certifying Joe Biden's 2020 electoral victory. Taking less than 3 hours, a federal jury also found Dustin Byron Thompson guilty of 5 other offenses, including stealing a coat rack from an office inside the Capitol during the riot on January 6th of last year. The maximum sentence for the obstruction count, the lone felony, is 20 years imprisonment. Jurors rejected Thompson's novel defense, in which he blamed Trump and members of the president's inner circle for the insurrection and for his own actions. The judge didn't buy that defense either, though he cast his own blame in Trump's direction after the verdict was announced. In more national news, subway shooting heightens New York City's mayor focus on rising crime. Mayor Eric Adams, a former New York City police captain, took office this year with a central focus on making the city feel safe and trying to return it to a sense of normalcy post-pandemic. But the first 3.5 months of his administration have been beset by a string of high-profile violent incidents, with Tuesday's shooting on a subway train the most terrifying and public of all. In New York City, like many places around the country, violent crime rates have climbed since the pandemic, though they remain far below rates seen 3 decades ago during the city's notoriously gritty era, or even just a decade ago. The mayor has been among others who have pushed back on calls from liberals to cut police budgets and instead route resources to social services, and he has sought to bring back some controversial police tactics, saying they can be employed as useful tools without a return to past abuses. In business news, Tesla CEO Elon Musk offers to buy Twitter for $43 billion. In just 10 days, Tesla CEO Elon Musk has gone from popular Twitter contributor to the country's largest individual shareholder to a would-be owner of the social platform, a whirlwind of activity that could change the service dramatically, given Musk's self-identification as a free speech absolutionist. And finally, in more business news, U.S. jobless claims rise but remain near a half-century low. The number of people seeking unemployment benefits ticked up last week, but remained at a historically low level, reflecting a robust U.S. labor market with nearly record-high job openings and few layoffs. Jobless claims rose by 18,000 to 185,000, the Labor Department said on Thursday, after nearly touching the lowest level since 1968 in the previous week. The 4-week average of claims, which levels out week-to-week ups and downs, edged up from 170,000 to 172,000. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's on time for the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. Mary Ellen, it's all yours.
Hi, this is Mary Ellen with your Truth of the Day. A change of consciousness is necessary before you can change your outer world. In Romans chapter 12, verse 2, it says, "Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." These are very powerful words, as your entire world depends on your attitude towards yourself. Your right mind can assist you toward achieving your dreams, or you can listen to your ego mind and hold yourself back. The life you are living cannot change until you choose to change it. Do you enjoy your life the way it is, or are there parts of your life you want to change? In order to change anything, first you must become aware of what needs to be changed. It is always wise to change yourself first. Today, renew yourself through renewing the power of your mind, and always enjoy the day.
We are part of our conversation coming up with Mary Ellen in today's Entertainment Spotlight. Stay with us. You're listening to Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with Entertainment Spotlight. Author and motivational speaker Mary Ellen Ciganovich rejoined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about her amazing 2022 so far. Here's a bit of our conversation.
You know, it wasn't too long ago that we spoke, but so much has happened to you even since the last time that we've had you on the radio. And I think that is just such as life, right? Life continues to change, evolve, and to move every day. I want to ask you about that, Mary Ellen, because as we're beginning a new month, you know, people are looking at where they are. It's a new quarter. People are assessing, you know, what they've done so far this year, what they haven't gotten done. What has it been like for you to kind of think about this year already?
Well, it's been a fantastic journey already, and we're only, in April right now. And, that's what happens to everybody. And I want to tell that to everybody out there. When you open your mind to all of the possibilities that are in front of you, all of the opportunities that are in front of you, and that when you do the work, just a little bit of work every day, will eventually lead up to that great, big opportunity that you really want to do to make our world better.
What has it been like for you to look at the uniqueness of your own journey and to kind of give yourself that ability to think about what you've done and what you've been able to achieve?
Well, what most people don't realize, Cyrus, is I've been writing the Truths of the Day on the Internet since 2011, since, right before we met, since my first book came out. And if you add up all those, that's a lot of Truths of the Day. And, people don't see all of the work behind the scenes, whether it's anybody, whether it's myself or you or anyone.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning into this edition of Conversations Daily News. We'll be back to you guys on Monday with more news, Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversation Daily News today. Let's make today amazing. Take care.